Hi friends, let us discuss the theory part of simple interest, compound interest, loss and profit. Okay, now these are the normal formulas that we observe frequently. Profit is nothing but selling price minus cost price. Your selling price must be greater than cost price. Loss is cost price must be greater than selling price. As this is a typo error, sorry for this. CP has to be greater than SP for loss. Remove this. Okay, next, profit percentage is always calculated on cost price, and loss is also always calculated on cost price. So these are formulas for profit percentage and loss percentage, and you must be aware of how to do percentages calculations, as it will be very useful here to calculate the things. Okay, let us do some innovative calculations here, right, not using those formulas. Okay, next, and now simple interest. See here, simple interest is nothing but see here, the formula for principal into time period into rate of interest by 100 will lead you to know the simple interest. See here, simple interest is directly proportional to principal, directly proportional to time period, and directly proportional to rate of interest. If simple interest is increased, automatically the rate of interest is also increased. Observe the things, and here there will be no change of principal for the next years. If you are asked to find out the simple interest for 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, there will be no change in principal, right? These are the basic formulas, but we have done in many innovative ways in the problem solving. Okay, right. Now compound interest. See here, compounding means the principal will be only for first year. For second year, what will be the principal? For first year, principal will be P. For second year, principal will be what? P plus interest of first year, right? For third year, what will be the principal amount? The principal of previous year plus second year interest rate. So there will be no equal principals in compound interest. Now how do you find out the amount totally gained after compound interest? That is equal to principal into 1 plus rate of interest by 100 whole to the power of n. N is nothing but how many times you have compounded the given total principal amount, right? If the compounding is done many times, and see here, r has also be divided by n. So the total formula will be a is equal to p into 1 plus r by n by 100 whole to the power of n. So there is another way to calculate for compound interest. Shall we see that? That is Pascal triangle approach. See the Pascal triangle here. Pascal triangle. If this is 1, this is 1 and 1. I think most of you know this. 1, 2, 1, 1, 3, 3, 1, 1, 4, 6, 4, 1. This is the Pascal triangle. If the question is like this, find out the compound interest at 10% per annum, compounded semi-annually for 2 years. See here, for 2 years compounded semi-annually. So how many times the compounding is done? 4 times. Observe the 4 where in the Pascal triangle. Is it here? Remove all the ones, start from 4. Okay, see here, 4 into, let us consider rate of interest as 10%, and you have to find out for 2 years means rate of interest will be how much? 10 by 2, that is nothing but 5. Now 5% of the principal amount plus, next take 6 here, 6 into 5% of this value, 5% of the, let us consider this as x, 5% of x plus 4 into 5% of this value, let us consider this y, now y must be here, plus 1 into 5% of this value, let us consider this as z, right? This is the way to calculate the compound interest by Pascal triangle approach, right? We have done many questions on Pascal triangle in the problem solving. Observe the things carefully, then you will get the things, right? See here, 5% of p is considered as x, and this x must be here, right? 5% of x is considered as y, and this y is here, right? Got the thing? Thus see the approach and do the questions. Okay, next let us start with the questions. Okay, questions are very easy. Let us do without any using formulas. Okay, by selling an article rupees at 1584, a trader incurred a loss of 12%, it seems. What would be the selling price if of the article if the trader wants to earn a profit of 18%, it seems. So see here, selling price is 1584, it seems, and see here, and this 1584 is nothing but equal to how much? 88%, because it had incurred a loss of 12%. Now what is 100% value here? Calculate this, that will be very easy. Now see here, 100% value will be equal to 1800. Now 100% is nothing but cost price, 88% is nothing but selling price, right? Okay, we have not used any formulas here. Now if the cost price is 1800, what would be the selling price in order to earn a trader a profit of 18%, it seems. See here, if 1800 is 100%, now 180 will be how much? 10%, and 18 will be 1%, right? Now see here, 10 into 2 will lead you to how much? 20%. 20% value is 360. Now you have to remove 2% from 20 in order to get 18% profit. 2% value is 36. Remove 36 from 360. Now what will be the answer? Will it be 324? And this is the profit, right? 18% value. Now this is the profit you earned. So what is the selling price? 1800 plus 324. Answer is 2124. 2124 is the selling price, right? We have done most of the questions like this only, right? See here, Ram bought 1600 eggs at rupees 3.75 per dozen. Okay, for 12 eggs have been bought for 3.75. Now what will be the cost of 1600 eggs? Now calculate this. 3.75 into 1600 is equal to 6000, and 6000 divided by 12 is nothing but 500. Now the cost price is 500 for Ram, and what he has done, he has sold 900 of them at 2 for 1, 2 eggs at rupees 1. Now 900 for how many rupees? 450 rupees. Now how many eggs remaining? 600 it seems, and remaining 5 eggs at 2 rupees. Now 600 will be sold at how many rupees? Can you get this? 600 into 2 divided by 5 will lead you to 240 rupees, isn't it? See here, 600 into 2, 1200 divided by 5, 240 rupees. So 600 eggs is sold at 240 rupees. Now his total selling price is 450 plus 240, that is equal to 690, right? Selling price, see here. Okay, now what is the gain? It seems gain percentage, he earned 190 rupees as profit, right? Profit is 190. Profit percentage is nothing but profit by cost price is 500 into 100. Now see here, 190 divided by 500 into 100 will lead you to 38 percentage gain, right? Easy calculation. See here, 5 3s are 15. What the left? 4 8, right? Easy calculations, right? If you can crack the question, calculations are very easy, as gate calc is allowed, right? Yes, see this question. A man buys a shirt at rupees 660. Okay, the cost price is 660. Cost price is 660 and makes a profit of 25% on the selling it, it seems. So cost price is nothing but equal to 100%. Your selling price is 125% as you gained 25% profit. Now what is the selling price? This is nothing but selling price. Now see here, 660 into 125 divided by 100. Now calculate it. 660 into 125 will lead you to 82,500 divided by 100. Now what is the cost price? Now what is the selling price here? Selling price is 825. Easy calculations, right? When you can crack the equation, then the calculations are very easy. Now see here, if a man were to sell his chair for rupees 720, he would lose 25%. So he sold his chair for 720 rupees, it seems. So selling price is 720, and this is nothing but equal to what percentage? 75%, because he lost 25% on it. Now find out 100% value, that will be the cost price, right? Now what is the cost price here? 720 into 100 divided by 75 is nothing but equal to 960, right? Now the cost price is 960. To gain 25%, he should sell it for, now the cost price is 960 and this is equal to 100%. You have to get a gain of 125, right? So the selling price must be 125%. So 960 into 125 is nothing but 1,20,000 divided by 100. Now see here, now what is the selling price now? Selling price is 1200. In order to get 25% gain, am I right? Right. Next one, a man sells his typewriter at a 5% loss. Okay, now let us consider the selling price as X. If he sells at X, his loss percentage is 5%. So that is nothing but X value is, it must be equal to 95%. If he sells it for 80 rupees more, now if he sells for X plus 80, now his gain is nothing but 5%. Now that will be equal to 105%, as selling price is 105. Find out the cost price. Now find out the X here by crisscrossing this. What will we get? 105x is equal to 95x plus 7095 into 80 will be 7600. Now 10x is equal to 7600. Now x is equal to how much? 760. Now see here, selling price is 760 and see here 760. You have to find out the cost price. 760 is equal to 95% value, it seems. Now what is 100% value? Can you calculate this? Very easy, normal calculation. 760 60 into 100 divided by 95 will lead you to 800, right? 800 is your cost price. Next, a man sold an article at a loss of 20%. If he sells for rupees 12 more, he would have gained 10%. Similar question of previous. Let us consider the selling price as X. If he sells the article at X, then his loss is 20%. So this must be equal to 80%, right? If he sells for 12 rupees more, X plus 12, then his gain is 10%, means it must be equal to 110%. Selling price must be equal to 110%, as cost price is 100%. Now crisscross this, you will get the answer. 80x plus 12 into 80 is 960 is equal to 110x. Now 110x is nothing but how 110x minus 80x is 30x is equal to 960. Now x is how much? 32. Now see here, selling price is 32 rupees, it seems. This is equal to 80 percentage value. Now what is 100 percentage value? 81s, 84s. Observe this. Now the selling price is nothing but equal to 40 rupees. If the selling price of 10 articles is the same as cost price of 12 articles, it seems cost. So selling price of 10 articles is equal to cost price of 12 articles, right? Let us consider the cost price of each article is rupee 1, right? Now you have sold 12 rupee cost, selling price of 10 articles. See here, selling price of 10 articles is equal to 12 articles. Now 10 articles cost you 10 rupees and you sold it for how many rupees? 12 articles cost you 12 rupees. Now see here, your investment is 10 rupees, your sale is 12 rupees. Now you gained how much? 2 rupees out of 10 rupees. That is nothing but equal to how much? See here, 20%. Your gain percentage is 20%. See here, your selling price of article, 10 articles cost you only 10 rupees, okay, but you sold at 12 rupees, right? You sold 10 articles at 10 rupee articles at 12 rupees, okay, so you gained 2 rupees, right? A boy buys 5 eggs for 6 rupees, okay, 5 eggs for 6 rupees and sells 6 eggs for 5 rupees. Find the approximate profit or loss percentage, it seems. See here, he sold 5 eggs for 6 rupees, okay. Now 1 egg cost him how much? 6 by 5, and that is nothing but equal to 1.2 rupees. Each eggs cost him 1.2 rupees. Now he sold 6 eggs for 5 rupees. Now 1 egg will cost him 5 by 6, and that is nothing but equal to 0.8. Now his cost price is 1.2. Now his selling price is 0.8. Automatically he will suffer a loss of 0.4 on 1.2 rupees cost price, and that will be loss percentage. Find out the loss percentage here. 4 divided by 12 will lead you to 1/3. 1/3 is nothing but 33.3% loss, right? Observe the words what I am saying, that will be very helpful for you, right? Ravi buys candies at 60 per 17 rupees, okay. 60 candies were bought for 17 rupees. Now 1 candy cost him how much? Will it be 17 divided by 60? That will be equal to 0.28 rupees one candy. Now how many he must sell per 51 rupees to gain 20 percentage, it seems. Okay, now observe here, one candy cost him 0.28 rupees and he has to gain 20 percentage overall, it seems. Okay, now his cost price is 0.28. okay, and that is equal to 100 percentage. And see here, he has to gain 20 percentage, means his selling price must be 120 percentage. Now 120 percentage value is nothing but 0.28 into 120 will lead you, and divided by 100 will come to how much? 0.336. Your selling price must be 0.336. So one egg selling price is 0.336. For 51 rupees, how many eggs must be sold? See here, 51 divided by 0.336 will lead you to how many eggs? 151.8 eggs. That will be equal to 152 eggs. Normal calculation, right? See here, 51 by 0.336 will lead you this one. Rounding off, you will get 152 eggs. Next, an umbrella is marked at rupees 80 is sold for rupees 68. What is the rate of discount obtained? It seems marked at, see here we have a discount triad. Observe the discount triad here. Cost price, selling price, and this is market price. See here, discount is always given on market price. Profit or loss will be on cost price, right? Now see, umbrella marked at, so market price is 80 rupees it seems, and sold at 68 it seems. Now find out the discount. Discount is nothing but, see here, the difference amount, right? 80 minus 68 will lead you to how much? 12 rupees. Now what is the discount here? 15 percentage. Now see here, 80 minus 68 by 80, you have to find out by market price, discount 100, right? Now see here, 12 by 80 into 100, that will lead you to how much? 15 percentage discount. Okay, next one. Kabir buys an article with 25% discount on its market price. Okay, see here again, discount triad. Market price, cost price, selling price. Now buys an article with 25% discount on its marked price. He makes a profit of 10% by selling it 660 rupees. 10% profit it seems. Now find the marked price of the article. See here, this 660 is the price given after discount. Then if market price is considered as 100%, now the selling price will be how much? 75%. Now what is the 100% value here? That will be equal to market price here. Easy calculations, right? 660 divided by 75 into 100. Now market price will be equal to how much? 880 is the market price. You can find out the cost price also by this 10% profit or loss. We need only market price here. Next, a trader lists his articles at 20% above the cost price. Write down the discount triad. Market price, cost price, selling price. Okay, now a trader lists his articles at 20% above the cost price, okay, and allows a discount of 10% for cash payment. Find his gain, it seems. Okay, now let us consider the cost price as 100. Now what will be the marked price? Will it be 120? Now how much discount is given? 10%. 10% value is nothing but 12 rupees. Now what will be the selling price? Will it be 108? Now what is his gain? See here, 100 rupees is the cost price, selling price is 108. So your gain percentage is 8%. No need to calculate. By observation we can say this. Now see here, a dealer marks his goods 30% above the cost price. Write down the triad here. Market price, cost price, selling price. He marked it 30% above the cost price, it seems. He then allows some discount on it and makes a profit of 17%. Okay, see, profit or loss is on cost price to selling price. 17% profit is given here. Right, see here. Let us consider the cost price as 100. Now what will be the selling price here? 117. Now what will be the marked price here? Will it be 130? Right, as 30% increased. Now find out the rate of discount, D. See here, is it okay? Now similar 130 minus 117 divided by 130 into 100 will be your discount percentage. 130 minus 117 is 13 divided by 130 into 100, that will be equal to how much? 10%. Right, see here, this will be equal to 13. So 10% discount is given. Right, after giving a discount of 15% for cash payment, a trader makes a profit of 19%. How much percentage above the CP does the trader mark his product? Okay, write down the discount triad here. Market price, cost price, selling price. Now see here, he has given a discount of 15%, it seems, and trader make a profit of 19%, it seems. Similarly, if cost price is 100, your selling price will be 119. If, see here, if selling price is 119, upon giving discount, selling price will come. So 119 will be equal to how much? 85%. Now 100% is the marked price because discount is given on marked price. Now calculate this. 119 divided by 85 is equal to 1.4 into 100 will lead you to 140. Am I right? Calculate it very easily. So market price will be 140. Now how much the price is increased to market price? CP is 100, market price is 140. Now 40% is hiked. That is your answer, right? Thank you. Hi friends, let us do some questions related to simple interest and compound interest. Okay, now everybody knows about the simple interest formulas and compound interest formulas, but we will do in an innovative manner. Okay, see the first one. The interest earned by rupees 4,800 in 2 years and 3 months at the rate of 8.1/2% per annum is. So you have to find out the simple interest, right? See here, the principal will not change. Okay, so for So the amount is 4800, and that is nothing but 100%. 480 is how much? 10%. 48 is 1%. 24 is how much? 0.5%. Am I right? Now add those two, that will lead to 72. This is nothing but 1.5%. When you subtract 10% minus 1.5, you will get 8.5%, and that for 1 year the interest will be how much? 480 minus 72, that is nothing but 408. So this is the simple interest for 1 year. You are asked to find out 2 years and 3 months. So for 2 years it will be into 2816. Now for the 3 months, 3 months is nothing but 3 months out of total 12 months, that is nothing but 1/4, and the yearly interest is 408, and this will be equal to how much? 102. Now the interest for 2 years 3 months will be 816 plus 102, that is equal to how much? 918. See here, calculations are easy. We have done this technique in percentages. Okay, now next question. See here, what sum of money will amount of rupees 1768? So you have to get the total amount 1768 in 3 years at simple interest. If the rates of interest for 3 years are, for first year 2 1/4 it seems, for second year 3 1/2, for third year 4 3/4. For simple interest there will be no change for principal. Time period is 1 year for each and every interest rate. So the only thing will be changing is R. If you can add all these R values, and that will be the total rate of return, I mean rate of interest. See here, total will be how much? Add all those three, what do we get? 10 1/2. Right, this is R, that is nothing but 10.5. Now the total amount received is 1768, that must be equal to principal plus, now principal into rate of interest is 10.5, right? Am I right? This is interest and this is principal, and addition of these two will get you the total amount. Now see here, by calculating, what do we get? 1768 is equal to P plus 21/200 into P. 10.5 can be written like this. Okay, by upon simplifications. Okay, next 10.5 is percentage, right? 10.5 percentage. Now simplify this. 1768 is equal to 200 plus 21 is 221p by 200. Now see here, 221 ones, 221 eights is 1768. Now what is P? 1600. P is the principal amount. Now 1600 amount will become 1768 in 3 years. Okay, next one. Murali deposited a certain sum of money at simple interest which amounts to rupees 720 after 2 years and to rupees 1020 after a further period of 5 years. Find out the sum, it seems. See here, let us consider the basic principal amount as X. After 2 years, what is the amount that you got? 720 upon adding the interest. Now if the basic principal amount is X, after 5 years, what is the total amount that you got? 1020. Am I right? If you subtract these two values, what is the value that you get? 300. and this will be equal to the interest obtained in total. See, this is a technique to find out the interest rate. The difference will give you the total simple interest obtained for 5 years. See here, for 5 years the interest is 300, as simple interest is directly proportional to time period. For 1 year the interest will be 60, right? Now see here, for 1 year the interest is 60. Now what is the principal amount? For 2 years, if it is 720, what will be the principal? Remove 120 from 720, so your principal amount is 600. Got the point? Observe the techniques there. Next, the simple interest on a sum of money will be rupees 600 after 10 years, it seems. If the principal is trebled after 5 years, trebled means tripled 3 times, what will be the total interest at the end of 10th year? Now see here, for 10 years if the interest is 600, see here, interest is equal to, simple interest is equal to PTR by 100, directly proportional to principal, directly proportional to time period, and simple interest is directly proportional to rate of interest. Got the point? Now see here, for 10 years if you get an interest of 600, now for 5 years what will be the interest? Will it be 300? Now what happened? If the principal is trebled after 5 years, now see here, principal is trebled, it seems. Okay, then what will be the total interest at the end of the 10th year? Normally for 5 years if it is 300, for the next 5 years will also be 300 the interest rate. Now if the principal is trebled, then simple interest will also be trebled. Now this 300 will become how much? 300 into 300. So totally how much? 900 plus 300 will be equal to 1200. Observe the things what I am saying. Okay. Next, an amount becomes 4 times in 7 years when invested under simple interest rate at a certain rate. In how many years will the amount become 16 times of original amount at the same rate, it seems? In how many years? Now let us see, if you invest 100 rupees, then in 7 years what will be the amount will you receive? Will it be 400 after 7 years? Now what is the principal amount here? 100. Now the interest obtained is how much? 300, right? So for 7 years the interest obtained is 300. Now in how many years will amount become 16 times, right? 16 times means amount 100 rupees has to become 1600. Now 100 rupees is your principal. Now what is the interest gained? 1500. Now see here, for 300 rupees interest rate it takes 7 years. For 1500 interest rate, what is the time period taken? Simplify it, you will get the answer. 3 ones are 3 5s are. So it takes 35 years in order to become 16 times, right? Next, a sum was put at simple interest at a certain rate for 2 years. Had it been put at 4% higher rate, it would have fetched rupees 400 more. Find the sum, it seems. For 2 years, if the interest rate is 4% higher, you got 400 rupees more, it seems. For 1 year, certainly you will get 200 rupees more. Am I right? Right. Assume that you have invested 100 rupees in a bank. right? If banks give you 4% higher rate, means extra 4 rupees for 100 rupees. If you invest 100 rupees, you will get 4 extra rupees. That is the given in the question. Then for getting 200 rupees extra, right, what is the amount invested? See here, 200 into 100 by 4, that will lead you to how much? 5,000 rupees. So you have to invest 5,000 rupees. Am I right? Right, got the thing? Okay. Next question. A man lent rupees 2,000 partly at 5% and the balance at 4%. If he receives rupees 92 towards annual interest, find the amount lent at 5%. So in that rupees 200, some part is given at 5% interest rate and some part is given at 4% interest rate. Now let us find if the total amount is given at 5% interest rate. If 2000 is given at 5% interest rate, now what is the simple interest we'll get? PTR by 100, 2000 into 5 into 1 by 100, and that will lead to how much? 100 rupees. If this 2000 entirely is given for 4% interest rate, then what will be your return? Simply calculate like this, PTR by 100, you'll get 80. Am I right? We have seen alligation method. See here, if you get 100 rupees for 5% interest rate, if you get 80 rupees for 4% interest rate, and by mixing these two you got an interest of how many rupees? 92. Then what will be the share of 2000 now? Alligation method, 90 minus 80 is nothing but 12, 100 minus 92 is nothing but 8, and this will be equal to how much? 3:2. Now you have to find out the amount lent at 5%, and this is 5% and this is 4%. Now totally 5 parts, 3 by 5 into 2000, that will lead you to what answer? 1200. 1200 is the amount given at 5% interest rate. Next, see the next question. Two equal amounts of money are deposited in two banks, each at 15% annum for 3.5 and 5 years. If the difference between their interest rate is 144, each sum is, right. Let us consider the amount will be equal amounts, right? Equal amounts. So P, principal amount is same, but you got different interest rate. Now see here, P into 15 is the interest rate for how many years? For 5 years by 100 minus P into again 15% interest rate, but for 7 by 2 years, 7 by 200, and the difference is nothing but, this is the interest difference, that is nothing but equal to how much? 144, right? Simplify this, what do we get? This 3p by 4 minus 21p by 40 is equal to 144. Now this is nothing but 9p by 40 is equal to 144. Now what will be P? Upon simplification, P will be equal to 640. Simplifications are easy, you can do it. Right? Observe the technique, right? Next, the difference between the interest received from two different banks on 500 for 2 years is rupees 2 rupee 55, the difference between their rates. So you have to find out the difference between rate of interest, right? Let the first bank interest rate is X%, second bank interest rate is Y%. Now see here, 500 rupees is the principal amount invested for 2 years for X rate of interest, minus 500 rupees is the principal amount invested for 2 years, second bank interest rate is Y, by 100, and the difference is equal to how much? 2.5. Now simplify this. What do we get? Simplify this. 10 into X minus Y is equal to 2.5, right? Normal simplification, you can do it. See here, cancellation will lead you 10x, it will lead you 10y, right? So X minus Y is equal to how much? 0.25. Now what is the difference in their rates? 0.25. Simple technique questions, right? These were previous gate questions, right? A certain sum of money at simple interest amounts to rupees 1012 in 2.5 years and to rupees 1067.20 in 4 years. The rate of interest per annum, you have to find out the rate of interest, right? Now see here, the difference between 2.5 year and 4 years amount is nothing but how much? 55 rupees 20 pice. And what is the difference between these 2 years? Is it 3/2? Right? Is it 3/2? Right. Okay. So simple interest for 3/2 is, now what is the simple interest for 3/2? Nothing but 1067.20 minus 1012 will lead you to 55.20. Now see here, for 3/2 years the interest rate is 55.20. Now for first 2.5 years, what will be the interest rate? 2.5 years means 5/2. Now what is the interest rate for this? Calculate this. 55.20 into 5/2 into 2/3, that will be equal to how much? 92 rupees. Now see here, for first 2.5 years you received an interest of 92 rupees. Now the total sum is 1012. Principal plus interest is 92. Now what is principal? 920, right? Principal is 920. Now find out the rate of interest. See here, PTR by 100, 920 into time period is how much? 925/2. 5/2 rate of interest by 200 is equal to, interest rate is 92. Interest rate is 92. Now what will be R upon simplifying? See here, 10 gets cancelled, so R will be how much? 4%. See the calculations keenly. Okay, this is 920. Next, at simple interest a sum doubles after 20 years, it seems. See here, for simple interest, if you invest P principal amount, after 20 years it becomes 2P, it seems. Am I right? Now the rate of interest per annum is, now see here, total amount will be equal to principal plus interest. Total amount you received is 2P. Now see here, principal is P. Now I will be how much? I will be P, right? You have to receive your principal amount as interest. Now interest, in the place of interest, P is equal to PTR, principal is P, time period is 20, you have to find out R by 100. Now answer is nothing but how much? 5%. Observe the calculations. Right. The simple interest on a sum of money at 8% per annum for 6 years is half the sum, is half the sum, it seems. Okay, the sum is, now you have to find out the sum is. Let us consider the sum as P. Now what is the simple interest rate? Is half of the sum, means P by 2. Now rate of interest is 8% and time period is 6 years. Can you find out the sum? That is very easy. Simple interest is P by 2, that it will be equal to PTR by 100. P into time period is 6 years, rate of interest is 8 by 100. Now can you find out this? Everything will get cancelled, so you cannot obtain the answer. Thus data is inadequate. See here, inadequate, data inadequate questions are appearing in GATE since 2 years. You have to observe this type of questions. Okay, next, a sum of money becomes 8 by 5 of itself in 5 years at a certain rate of interest. The rate percent per annum is, now let us consider the sum as X. Then what will be this sum becomes? Amount will be equal to how much? 8 by 5x, 8 by 5 of itself. Now what is SI? Amount is equal to principal plus interest, so SI will be equal to how much? Amount minus P. Amount is 8x by 5, principal is X. Now simple interest will be 3x by 5. Now find out rate. Simple interest is 3x by 5. Now X is the principal amount. Now time period is 5 years into, this is X, right? X into 5 into, you have to find out rate by 100. Upon simplification, what will be R? What will be R? 3x by 5. What will be R? R will be equal to 12%, right? Easy calculations. X will get cancelled. 300 by 25. 300 by 25 is nothing but equal to 12%. Find the amount for rupees 6,000 at 10% per annum, compounded semi-annually for 2 years, it seems. Now we know how to calculate. A is equal to P into 1 plus R by N by 100 into whole to the power of N. Now let us try in another manner, Pascal triangle method, as we discussed in the theory. Now this is the Pascal triangle 1. Right, this is the Pascal triangle. Now compounded semi-annually for 2 years means it has to be compounded 4 times. Observe the 4 letter in the Pascal triangle. Remove all the ones, start from 4 and take all these values. Now how will we start? Rate of interest will be how much? As it is for 2 years, 10 by 2 will be 5. Now see here, first take 4 into 5% of 6,000, okay, plus again take next 6 into 5% of this total value, 5% of this value. 5% of 6,000 is nothing but 300. Am I right? Is it 300? Yes, 300. Observe the things carefully. You will get 5% of 6000 is 300, and that 300 must be taken here, right? Next, plus 4 into 5% of this value must be taken. 5% of 300 is 15, so 15 value must be taken here. Next, 1 into 5% of 15, 5% of 15 must be taken here. So what is 5% of 15? Is it 0.75? Right, right, 0.75. now add this, you will get compound interest. 4 into 5% of 600 is, see here, upon simplification, 4 into 300 plus 6 into 15, 5% of 300. Now 4 into 0.75 plus 1 into, see here, 0.75, and 10% is 0.075, and 5% is 0.075 by 2. So there is no need to take this value. This is less than 0.00. So add these all, will get an answer of 1293, right? So this is an innovative manner to calculate compound interest. Now see here, amount is equal to P into 1 plus R by 100 into N. Now substitute the given things, you will get the answer 10,000 into 1 plus 10 by 100 into 4. That will lead you to 10,000 into 11 by 10 whole to the power of 4. Now upon simplification, what will we get? The amount will be 14,641. Now what is the compound interest rate? If you subtract 10,000, then CI will be equal to 4641. So that is the compound interest rate. Next, you can do the previous question by Pascal triangle also. Try with Pascal triangle, you will get the answer as same. Now see this question. If a certain sum of money invested at a certain rate of compound interest doubles in 5 years, in how many years will it become 4 times? Now let us consider a logarithmic shortcut. Okay, now see here, see the formula here. T is taken as time period, T into log B by log A. If you use this formula, then that is an easy way to calculate this question. Now see here, what is the time period given there? Doubles in 5 years, it seems. The initial time is given as 5. Okay, and observe the things there. In how many years will it becomes 4 times, it means. So log B must be how much? 4 is nothing but 2 square. Now initially the doubles means log A means 2. Now see here, log 2 square will be leading to what? 5 into 2 log 2 by log 2, right? Log 2 gets cancelled. Now answer will be 10 years. See the shortcut for this, 10 years. In how many years will it become 4 times? In 10 years. Similar type of question. If a certain sum of money invested at a certain rate of compound interest doubles in 6 years, in how many years will it become 8 times? Similar formula, initial time period into log B by log A, right? Initial time period is 6 and it has to become 8 times, means log into 2 cube, and the initial is log 2. Log 2 cube can be written as 3 log 2 by log 2. log 2 gets cancelled. Now answer will be what? 18 years. So in order to become 8 times, it takes how many years? 18 years. Next, at what rate percent of compound interest a sum of rupees 2000 will amount to rupees 2662 in 3 years? See here, this is an easy question, as we have a formula 1 plus r by 100 whole to the power of n, that is nothing but amount by principal, right? Let us consider this r by 100 as r in order to have smooth calculations. Okay, now see here, 1 plus small r whole 3 years, 3 is equal to, now what is the amount given there? 2662 by 2000. Now upon simplification this becomes 1331 by 1000. Now 1331 is nothing but 11 cube, 1000 is nothing but 10 cube. Okay, now cube gets cancelled. 1 plus r is equal to 11 by 10. Now what is r here? R is equal to 1 by 10. Now r is equal to 1 by 10, that is nothing but you substitute r by 100 in the place of small r, that will lead to 10. So r is nothing but 10 percentage. Rate of interest is 10 percentage. See the question there, then that will be easy thing to calculate. A man invested rupees 16,000 at compound interest for 3 years. Interest compounded annually. If he got rupees 18,522 at the end of 3 years, what is the rate of interest? Now similar question, right? 1 plus r by 100 into n is equal to amount by principal. Now what is the amount here? Let us consider r by 100 as small r. Now 1 plus r whole cube is equal to 18522 by 16,000. Now that is, upon simplification, what becomes this? 9261 by 8000 divided by 2, you will get easily. Now 9261 is nothing but 21 cube, 8000 is nothing but 20 cube. Now cube gets cancelled. Now r value will be how much? 1 by 20. Now substitute r by 100 in the place of small r. Now r is how much? Rate of interest will be 5%, right? Easy calculations, you have to check the technique only. Now a sum of money amounts to rupees 2,880 in 2 years and 3,456 in 3 years at compound interest rate. Find the sum. Now see here, for 2 years the amount becomes 2880 it seems, and for 3 years the amount becomes 3456 it seems. If you substitute 3456 and 2880, will you get the interest earned in third year? Observe this. Yes, it is correct. Now upon subtracting 3456 and 2880, we will get a value of 576, and that is interest for third year, right? Now see the things there. Now can you find out the rate of interest? Yes, we can find out the rate of interest. 576 is the interest rate. Now 2880 will be the principal amount in the second year. Now what is rate of interest rate upon calculations? 20%. 20% will be the rate of interest. Now find out the sum, it seems. Okay, now similarly, amount is equal to principal into 1 plus r by 100 into n. Substitute the given things, you'll get the answer. Some amount is 2880 and we don't know the initial sum. Let us consider it as x. 1 plus 20 by 100 into, as it is done for 2 years, for 2. Now see here, what will be the calculations? This is nothing but 100 plus 20, 120. 120 by 100 is nothing but 6 by 5. So this is nothing, this value is nothing but 6 by 5 whole square. Now sum is nothing but x is equal to, sum is x. Okay, 2880 into 5 by 6 whole square, right? You will get the answer as 2000. Upon simplification, see here, you will get the answer as 2006. It gets cancelled in 6 table, right? Easy calculations. Next, a certain sum is divided between A and B, so that after 5 years the amount received by A is equal to the amount received by B after 7 years, it seems. The rate of interest is 10% interest compounded annually. Find the ratio of amounts invested by them. So let us consider the divided part as m and n. A sum is divided in 2 parts, m and n. Now m is taken by A and n is taken by B. Now see here, they got equal amount, it seems. Okay, now when the principal amount is m for A, he invested for how many years? 5 years at the rate of 10%, and that is equal to B, who invested n amount at 10% interest rate for how many years? 7. But they got equal amount, so I made it equal, right? Okay, now what happens here? M by n is nothing but equal to, upon simplification, what we get here? 1 plus 7 minus 5 will be 2. Am I right? 2. Easy calculations, right? M by n is equal to 110 by 100, that is nothing but 11 by 10, that is equal to 11 by 10 whole square, that is equal to 121 by 100. Now what is the shares of m and n? It is 121 and 100. Okay, now these are easy calculations. And see here, 1 plus 100 whole to the power of 7, if it comes to here, then see here, this comes like this: 1 plus 10 by 100 whole to the power of 7 divided by 1 plus 10 by 100 whole to the power of 5. A to the power of m divided by a to the power of n, that is equal to m minus n. 7 minus 5, 2, right? Easy way to calculate. Next, a father wants to divide rupees 5100 between his 2 sons Mohan and Sohan, who are 23 and 24 at present. Divide the amount in such a way that if their shares are invested compound interest at 4% annum, they will receive equal amount on attaining the age of 26 years. You have to find out the Mohan share. Similar case, right? See here, total amount is 5100. Let us consider Mohan's share as m, Sohan's share as s. I mean his father divided 5100 into m and s. Now Mohan is 23, so he has to invest for how many years? 3 years. Now m into, now see here, m into 1 plus at 4% interest rate, he invested for how many years? 3 years, because up to 26 years means Mohan has to invest for 3 years, and that must be equal to, they got equal amount, they will receive equal amount. So S is the amount invested by, I mean divided by his father to Sohan, and he will also receive an interest rate of 4 for how many years? For 2 years, because Sohan is 24 years. 2 years is enough for him. Similar case, right? Now what happens here? M into a to the power of m divided by a to the power of n. This comes to this side. So totally this comes to how much? 4 by 100 is equal to S. Okay. Now that is nothing but m by S is equal to how much? 25 by 26. Now see here, 104 by 100. 104 by 100 nothing but equal to 52 by 50, and that is nothing but 25 by 26. Now upon crisscross we will get as m by s as 25 by 26. So 5100 is divided in 25 is to 26 ratio. You have to find out Mohan's share. Mohan's share is 25 parts out of 51 parts. Okay, so total amount invested is 5100. So Mohan's share will be how much? 2500. Okay.